everyone, how's it going? This is Eric.
I'm Seth.
And this is going to be the very first episode of 3Play, where we're going to be reviewing video games, anime, and movies. Today we're going to be reviewing Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron, a very artistic type of game with pretty much the most beautiful type of scenery and graphics I have seen yet in a game. It's pretty ridiculous.
Are you ready to leave?
It's by the character designer of Devil May Cry and Okami. He was the lead, so I guess that'll give you a little feel of what you're looking for here, especially the Okami part. And it's available on the PS3 and 360, and there's also a demo, so check it out if the review entices you at all.
Let me tell you a tale. It took place 14,000 years ago.
So the story in this game revolves around the 7 fallen angels that went down to Earth. I can't remember all their names, but nonetheless, 7 fallen angels went to Earth and they are forcing change, and it's not really needed. They want the humans to do their own thing. They don't need the angels to change it all for them, so God is very unhappy about that. And he is sending Enoch in to stop them from doing what they're doing. And if that doesn't work, his plan was to actually flood the Earth and destroy all of humankind. So Enoch is pretty much our last chance at salvation here. Even though it's the angel's fault, there's nothing that can be done about it.
I think the graphics in El Shaddai look pretty awesome. I really like the cell shading style, like most anime games have.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's very, I don't know, it's done a lot better, I think. Mainly because of the areas, they're just so creative. Some areas are bright, some areas are dark. The shading on everything is really intense. Like, there's a big Tron-looking area. Like, it's just so diverse in how it looks. No one area is the exact same.
The evolution progresses faster than even God could imagine.
I like the two-dimensional Nephilim area, all the little creatures running around, and also the two-dimensional hell world-looking place, all the fire and...
Yeah, even the first place you go to when you're entering the tower is pretty cool looking, with all of its dark, colorful, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like big rainbows. You'll see in the video, I'm sure, in the background it's going to be playing.
Like evil rainbows.
Evil, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. But this game has some of the best graphics I have ever seen. It's beautiful. So the gameplay, it's kind of like a very downgraded Devil May Cry, I guess you would say. You get like 3 different choices of weapons, and you can steal the weapons from enemies. Obviously, you don't do that in Devil May Cry, but you get the combos, and it's a very simple game. Although it's kind of actiony, I guess. It's an action game. It's just the combos are very simple. It's all about timed button presses. There's really only 1 or 2 attack buttons. There's not a whole lot of combos, but it's definitely difficult to master. The enemies will kick your ass in this game.
Don't give up. Keep moving.
But, you know, you can revive and come back all you want, pretty much.
Yeah, the buttons are pretty simple and kind of repetitive, but the 3 different weapons actually feel completely different, even though you're just pressing the same buttons every time.
Yeah, that definitely helps. It's really cool being able to steal their weapon and just change your weapon on the fly as you beat them down. So, you beat them down, you can see their life is like their clothing. So as you kill them, their clothing comes off, and that's kind of how you tell their life bar. A little awkward at times. But, I mean, it works out, definitely. And you get their weapon from them, and then when you take their weapon, it's kind of like they lost all their defense, and then you can just pretty much destroy them. But you take damage fast, and you will die fast if you don't master the combo system, and you will end up smashing buttons on the controller to try and revive yourself very often, and then you can only revive yourself like 4 or 5 times before it's a game over. So, it's a forgiving game, but you'll die a lot. It's very, very hard to master the system, I think. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys can do better.
The weapons are completely different from each other. Like, the shield is very slow, but it's very powerful. The arc is pretty much the best weapon, I guess. It's kind of standard and it's really easy to use. The Gale is kind of difficult to use and really awkward at times.
Gets you killed a lot.
Yeah,
It has no guarding, so you just die a lot, but it has a very good dodge, so it's easy to get away from enemies. It's just hard to use because it doesn't do a lot of damage.
The music in this game is very diverse and has many different styles. There's like Gregorian chant music, and then sometimes there's lots of action-filled rock music and lots of orchestra style
Techno
music.
even.
Yes, there's even techno.
Very diverse. Just like the art, the music will go anywhere. It's not afraid to go anywhere as well. And it all fits so well. That's the thing with this game. Even with the art and with the music and like the theme that they're trying to go with for this game, it all seems to fit so well. Despite the fact that it's about God and angels, you can go into this crazy realm of robots and colorful, cute things jumping around and crazy rocking music or chanting music, and it all just fits.
This game has a random mishmash of different styles and music, but it actually goes together pretty well.
Yeah, it works. They did a good job with this game, I think. Difficult, but it's not so difficult that it's unbeatable. There's a lot of checkpoints.
Hey, we found it.
So if you die, you won't have to start very far back, and then as you die more often in battle and you have to keep pressing the buttons to revive yourself, you can only do that so many times, but when you reload the checkpoint, if you get a game over, it resets itself. So it's a very forgiving game in that regard, and you will enjoy yourself looking at all the scenery and then listening to the music, and maybe the gameplay won't be exactly what you want.
I thought it was an awesome game. The story is really crazy and confusing.
Yeah, it's very convoluted. The only time I ever understood the story myself was at the end of the levels, where Lucifer actually explains what you just did.
Enoch meets a resistance group known as the Freemen, who despise the form of evolution espoused by the Watchers.
Even if this game had a half-assed storyline, it would still be a great game because it's really fun and it's awesome to look at.
I say this game is definitely a play, or at least try the demo.
You could clear this in 7 hours, if you're good enough.
There's also going to be a little 15-minute clip up. If this wasn't enough to sway you either way, you want to see a little bit more of the game, you can see a straight-up 15-minute clip of the gameplay and see how you feel about it. I guess that's our review of El Shaddai Ascension Metatron. What would you say? Do you recommend this?
No problem. Everything's fine.
I highly recommend this game because it's lots of fun and it's awesome.
Yeah, I have to agree. This game was definitely well worth the buying, even if it's extremely hard to find in stores because they're only ordering like one copy each. But yeah, check it out.